Let me turn it down a little bit. What's up, y'all? What's up? Huh? We are out here. We're out here chilling, y'all. Um, 6:37 p.m. in Asia. We are just chilling, man. It's raining. It's raining really hard right now. Now, I was it's raining really hard right now. Um, over here, I just I just want to make I just want to make something clear and something that always bothers me. Something that always bothers me. Uh, Not in a bad way, but it just to let people know knowledge of parts of the world, and not only the people, but you know, well, yeah, the people, the social media and all that, social media and ignorance and lack of knowledge. Also, people from USA, for example, I am from USA, right? Whenever people from USA, whenever you ask someone from USA where you're from, they just say, "Oh, I'm American." It's just an example. uh, oh, I'm American. So, USA, United States of America. It's called like that for a reason. United States of America. It's not just called United States in America or America, for example. People need to realize that I'm gonna give you some knowledge today. People need to realize that America is a continent. Continent. Just like, for example, right now I'm in Asia. Okay? If people ask me now, where do you live? I could say, I live in Asia. Okay? Okay, you live in Asia. In what country? And I could tell them Philippines, for example. Asia just means is a continent. Asia, it's part of a land in the world, for example. And then, okay, well, okay, you live in Asia, yeah. Okay, but Asia, it can be China, Thailand, Vietnam, uh, what else? Philippines, Southeast Asia, Japan. This is all part of Asia. So when people ask people that are from the United States of America, this is also Americans. A lot of Americans don't have, they don't like to use the brain, the knowledge. Like, where are you from? Oh, I'm American. Assuming people to know I'm from USA, United States of America. And you know, a lot of things can make you believe that United States of America, which USA. That's why it's USA, United States of America. Just because someone tells you that they're from America, it doesn't mean that it's United States or USA. You get it? A lot of a lot of people from USA, they say, "Oh, I'm American. I am American." Yes, you're American, but you know, being American doesn't mean that you are from USA only. You know, if I was born in Mexico, I am American too. That's just that's just some knowledge. That's just some knowledge for you, okay? Because Mexico is part of the Americas, okay? If you go to Google, and I'm speaking on it because I am tired of people just, well, I'm not really, I there's a lot of confusion, you know. Mexico is a country in North America, okay? America is a continent, okay?
What are you doing, guys? I need power bank.
Going live. You need a power bank for?
For this one, because there's no candle.
Oh, it's gonna die.
It's okay, the one is full.
This one, you have a charger?
Yeah.
They were saying,
One.
wait, let me pause the live because. Okay, so anyways, my wife was right here. My wife walked in the castle, so you know I gotta give her full attention. Uh, yeah, it's just my pet peeve. Like, you know, people tell me, "Hey, where you from?" I can say I'm from America. You know, it doesn't mean I am from United States. You know, Mexico is a country in North America. You know, whenever you have whenever you have bills of Mexico, it's gonna say it's uh, it's Estados Unidos Mexicanos, or it's gonna say, what did it say? I can search it right here to be more, but it's not just Mexico. You have Honduras, you have El Salvador, Guatemala. You know, all of those countries are in America. So it's just some knowledge. It's just some knowledge. It's the same thing as Africa, for example. Africa is a continent, you know. In Africa, you have so many, so many parts. You know, people are from Guam, Ghana. Yes, they're all Africans, but you can't just point out, yeah, they're from Africa, that's African. No, that's not how it works. It's the same thing If I ask someone from China, if I ask them where you from, and they just tell me, oh, I'm from Asia. Okay, yeah, but I'm gonna tell them, okay, what part of Asia you're from, because there's China, Vietnam. Like I said, just because they tell me, oh, I'm from Asia, I'm not gonna say, oh, okay, you're Chinese. You know, you need to use your knowledge, and let all these governments just, like a speculation type of thing. No, that's not how it works. Mexico is the official United Mexican States. It is a country in the southern portion of North America. Okay, so I am Mexican American, for example, right? I was born in USA, United States of America. You got to think about it. It's just United States. That's all it is. It's not. They use USA because United States of America. America is a continent. Shit, this sounded pretty bad. So when people ask, "Hey, where you from?" I'm American. Blah blah blah. You know, that's just the thing that it just gets me, like, people need to actually learn something, like America's is not USA. Like, USA is not the whole continent, where it's just America, and Mexico is just Mexico, and Guatemala and Salvador is just El Salvador, for example. So that's just my pet peeve that I've been thinking, like, man, where you from? Oh, he's a, like, you know well, my wife, when they asked my wife, um my wife would tell them, oh, he's Mexican, but he lives in USA. you know but people don't understand that until you tell them, oh, he's American, and they automatically, I think, that I am from USA once they hear American. You know, and it's the same thing. Like, whenever I do the paperwork for like my visa here, nationality, Mexican, American. You know, and it's the same thing. Whenever you're in the USA, it tells you your nationality. What are you? Hispanic or Asian? Hispanic, which is it's all stupid. It's all stupid because if I'm in the USA and I'm doing the census and they ask me, hey, they're gonna ask you, what are you? Hispanic, Asian, white, black. Stupid. Like, white, black, okay? That's not saying where I'm from, though. I can be black, I can be Jamaican, for example. Hispanic. Hispanic just means that, I could talk Spanish. That's all it is. How you gonna ask me I'm Hispanic? That's not telling you where I'm from or anything. When I did the paperwork here, it told me nationality American. Okay, that's a continent. I'm from the continent of America. That's all it's saying. I didn't look at the other things. Maybe I should have looked at them to see what other options it gives me. But here it gives me if I'm a Filipino, or American or blah blah blah. But I should probably look into that, because I know when they were telling me, "Are you from?" I know they were confused. They were like, I was like, "You're American?" I was like, "Yeah," and then they were like, I was like, "Yeah, I am Mexican, but I was born in USA, United States of America." I do need to look into that, but it's just something. It's just something that I don't know. I think it's just it's stupidity. Because like you need to just you know like you need to think about it. Hey, for example, if I ask someone from the Philippines, where you from? Of course they're from here. They're living okay, but maybe it looks different. Okay, they're not gonna tell me, oh, I'm from Asia. They're gonna tell me, hey, I'm from the Philippines, or I'm from Thailand. You know, but if I tell someone here, oh, I'm from Mexico, they're not gonna say, oh, you're from America. They're not gonna say that. You're gonna say, oh, you're Mexican. You get my point? Like, yes, I'm Mexican. It doesn't matter if I was born in Mexico. I'm still American because this is the continent of North America. It's just my point. I don't have to. That is the point that I'm saying. Like, I don't have to express it in any other way. What I'm saying that people need to realize that whenever someone asks you, hey, where you from, just because I say I'm American doesn't mean I am from USA. People need to take knowledge in everything where they're from. For example, another example, if someone tells me, hey, where you from? And I say, oh, I'm from Asia. And they're going to say, oh, you're Chinese. If I say I'm from Asia, it doesn't mean I'm Chinese. I can be from Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines. That is just my point. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, because I get that a lot when people ask me, "Oh, you're from American." I mean, you're from America. Oh, so you're American. Oh, from US. Well, I am. I am from US and I am American. But it doesn't mean that I can't be Mexican and still be American. Because if I was born in Mexico, then I am Mexican, but I'm still American. That's all I gotta say. Like, it's just you just you know you just gotta think with your head, think with your thing, think with your you know. Another example: Africa is a continent. Okay, it's a continent. There's so many places in Africa. Okay, if you go to Africa, the whole continent. All right, in Africa, you have Algeria, you have Algeria, Niger, Libya, uh, Ethiopia, South Africa. South Africa is just telling you is in the south. Madagascar, all of that is African continent. So if someone tells you, "Oh, I am from Morocco," Morocco is in Africa. They're Africans. You just gotta think with your head, not with your what everyone is saying. If you go to the map, it's gonna show you United States. Okay, it doesn't say United States of America on the map. Now that's what you gotta think about. Everything is a continent. Everything is a continent. Okay. That's just the knowledge. That's just the knowledge I'm sharing with everyone today. That's just the knowledge. Spreading some knowledge today, y'all. It's the same thing. For example, over here in Asia, if China, instead of China, let's say it said United States. Okay. And then you have Thailand, Vietnam. Let's say Thailand is Mexico, just for an example. Everything, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So people ask you over here, "Hey, where you from?" And I say, "I'm from China," for example. But right now it's USA. So, of United States of America. They just say, "Oh, I'm from America." People are going to say, "Oh, wow, you're from China." Maybe I'm not Chinese. I am from Thailand. I'm Thailand, or Thai, whatever. I'm Thai. Okay, so if I'm Thai, why people are gonna assume I'm from China? Because they don't know. They don't know. They don't know. Like, Asia is a whole continent. It's China, Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, Korea, Japan, North Korea. It's Magnolia. Everyone here is Asians and more. So it's the same thing. If people ask me where you're from, "Oh, I'm America," they can't assume that you're from the United States, because America is a continent. And it just amazes me, the stupidity that people don't know. Like, people don't know. Oh, they're just gonna assume because they don't know. But that is just my thoughts. The same thing with Europe. If people say, "Oh yeah, you coming from Europe?" Okay, yeah. Europe is Ukraine, France, so many others. Europe is it's like a part. It's a part of the earth. You can't just say, "Oh yeah." That's not how it is. That's not how it works. But yeah, that's pretty much what. That's pretty much what I wanted to. Wait, let me see. Oh yeah. That's pretty much what I wanted to come out here and complain. Complain. But yeah, that's it's a lot of things. There's some people that say whenever sometimes I post videos and they're like, and I post Philippines. They're like, and let's say I caption Asia. I'm saying, oh, I'm in Asia. They're like, no, you're not. You're in the Philippines. Like, oh my God, what? You know, it just it amazes me the stupidity in people. You know, but it is what it is. You know, you just gotta you just gotta have knowledge. If you have knowledge, you have power. That's all it is. That's all I want to say. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna see what we're gonna do for. Um, we're gonna see what we're gonna do. I think next year we got a lot of things going on. Next year, what I'm gonna do, I'm going to once my wife has a baby, maybe in March, something like that. Uh, I want to try going to the city. I think there's more opportunities in the city, so I think that's where I'll be going with my family. And I don't know. There's so many things that so many things I got in mind, but um YouTube is one of them. YouTube is the number one goal for next year. Because this year, I don't think this year is going to happen, but maybe next year. And then once we have our baby, once we have our baby, we're going to try the city life and we're going to give it a go. I think there's more opportunities over there. You know, going into the city and seeing how everything works. I'm gonna give it a try, and my wife is trying to get. She says yes. She wants to give it a go. So we'll see. We'll see how things go. I think that's the best bet. Going to the city and figuring out, start a new life. Figure out everything with the new baby and everything. We still don't know if it's gonna be a girl or boy. It's July 3rd. We still got like maybe a month and a half or two to do the last ultrasound. Once we do the last ultrasound, we're gonna know what it is, a girl or a boy. Which I'm very excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to know. I don't really care, but I don't know. I kind of want it to be a girl because I got a pretty cool name. I got a cool name if it's a girl, but I don't care, y'all. It's whatever, whatever God puts in our way, and I am just, you know, I'm just excited because never in my life I imagine having a baby, having a baby, and I don't know, but that's just how I think. So we'll see where it being processed. We'll see how it goes. On the meantime, I'm still gonna, do the motor parts. We're still gonna try to sell the piggies and all that. Man, there are just so many things I want to do, and right now in the province, I feel like everything is so slow here. It is because the priority for people here is just drinking, 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 and man, That's the main reason I told my wife we need to go to the city because the money here is just the money here is just very very slow and it ain't my thing. So I think I think next year I'm gonna. I think next year we're gonna make the move to go to the city, and I was thinking. Well, if we go to Manila, I was thinking Manila first, but Manila's a bigger city. My sister-in-law does live over there, but I don't know. It's either Manila or the Polo City, but oh, oh.
My God, it's so dark in the store.
You,
The power bank that you gave me is not working.
why did you lock the door?
I'm gonna take this.
Who said you could take that?
You.
Babe, show the belly back.
No, I'm gonna take this, okay?
No, no
Babe,
way.
it's super
I'm
dark.
kidding here.
Bye.
Wait. Let me mute this. I'll see you in a bit. So we don't have. She just took the tablet. We don't have corriente. We don't have power. So no hay corriente. Se fue la electricidad. So está bien oscuro ya. It's very dark. So me dice, no hay luz. Y le di uno de estos de batería portátil. I gave her a portable charger and it died. And I got this one. Este es el mejor que tengo. This is the best one I have because it's quick charge and it's wireless and everything. Like I got this one strictly for my phone. And me dice, este se apagó y está bien oscuro y que la chingada. Pues ya le di la tableta para que para que tenga ya luz y que la chingada. Pero no, sí, yo creo que I'm thinking next year after the baby comes, cuando llegue el bebé viene en diciembre, en febrero tengo que ir a Zamboanga. I have to go to Zamboanga in February for the application of the permanent uh, for the permanent 13A resident visa. So, man, it's gonna be. We can't take the baby because the baby's gonna be maybe like 2 months. All right, so and then once she has a baby, she gotta heal and everything. So maybe 3-4 more months, and then after that, we're gonna start looking for a place in the Polo. But I don't know. We're just taking it step by step. We still have we still have a piggy. We still have a piggy that we haven't sold. So if we sell the piggy, then from there. Once we sell the piggy, once we sell the piggy, then we can buy some more native piggies and then just go from there. There, blah blah blah. But we're gonna see how everything goes. You know, the province, the living in a province is more challenging than the city because the city just has more. It has more things to do, more ways, more opportunities to get income. So you know, that's why right now we're looking into that. We're looking into that. So we'll see. Hopefully everything goes good, and once we have the baby, hopefully everything goes good. Then we can go to the city, and practically we're gonna start over, fresh life. You know, trying to do everything again. But I hope I hope it goes good, and I'm praying to God because yeah, I mean we need it. Who doesn't need prayers, right? It's already 7:16. 7:16. Oh yeah, it's already 7:16, guys. So we're gonna this year we gotta go harder. We gotta go harder. My daughter or son is on the way, so we gotta go harder this year. We gotta keep, we gotta keep pushing. But the new plan this year is that next year we're going to the city, from province to city life next year. Next year we definitely have the city life in mind. There's more opportunities, and I just got a good feeling, like, I could sell stuff online, do stuff like that. And right here in the area that we're at, we can't do that. Like, there's not even a delivery service. Like, for example, if I want to sell, I have a projector, a TV, whatever. If I want to sell it online, people are like, yeah, deliver it to me. I can't deliver it. I have to go to the city, which is almost like an hour and a half away, just to deliver the item. And that's just what I'm talking about. Like, it's just so many things, so much more things that you can do living in the city than over here. But it's whatever. We'll see, guys. So I just hey, this is it. This is it for tonight. I'll check in tomorrow. All right. Like, comment on the videos. Always gonna help the channel. All right. Till next time. Ta-da.